chill, bro. You should have just done it and fucking moved on with it, bro.
Yo, what's up? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ivan, the CEO, and I'm back with another video. Here with my business partner, Cam and Brandol. And in today's video, we are going to go over
how to start a car rental company from scratch. How to start a car rental company from scratch. So you want to start with economy cars, as like eco cars, good gas cars, good mileage cars. So you want to get one car to start, maybe two, under your name with credit, at least a 720 credit score to go to a dealership and get approved for zero down. And then from there, you want to market your car. How to market your car is a whole different way, from two different ways. You can go Turo, or you can go private on Facebook, social media, Instagram, all that. You just have to promote your brand. So basically how to start that is make an Instagram account, or use your Instagram account, or make a brand new one for your business under your business name. Start posting reels, because reels, they start out reels like crazy. So you'll get like 200 views each time, and over time you'll build on that. And then over time you get people send you messages, I want to rent a car, and you send them steps. So you want to have a system for that. So from there, once you have a social media account, you have your car, you start promoting it to Marketplace is the best way to do it. So on your Facebook Marketplace, you post your car. In the description, you want to describe all the good qualities you have, what the car features are, like steering wheel assist, like the switching lane radar, blah blah.
Oh yeah, steering assist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you want to put just cars for rent, or on the caption on the title you put cars for rent. And then you're gonna get flooded with messages, at least 20 messages a day. You're gonna get tons of messages. And then you're gonna have a problem with people. You're not gonna have enough cars, and then you're gonna be stuck telling people we're sold out. Cause that's what I have, and I have over 10 cars on the fleet, and I have a problem saying we're sold out.
Yeah, they're always sold out.
back to back.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a major problem. So from there, after you get your client, you want to get your requirements. The requirements are based on you and your company. So how we do it is you gotta be 22 years old or older. You gotta have insurance, because you don't want them driving your car with no insurance. Cause
Right.
yeah, it's a high risk for you. You want to post your car on Facebook Marketplace. You're gonna get tons of clients, and then once you get those clients, you want to throw them into your requirements, because you don't want to get a random person, because they're car thieves and everything, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So once you get that client and you send them the requirements, and that's the requirements are based on you and your brand, like your business, how you want to run your business. That's what's so good about privately. So how we run our requirements is going to be 22 years old of age. Make sure you have insurance, and then you want to make sure you have a contract agreement saying that you're providing your vehicle as a service to them.
Right.
So at least I dispute anything. And then you want to put a safety deposit, because people will return the car dirty and all that. So it'll be a big problem over time. And then after your requirements, and you got that client, they meet all your requirements. So after you get that client, you want to send them on a phone call, and then you can send them a location where they meet, or on a contract agreement, you can send up. It has the location you can put where they can meet. Y'all set up a time, y'all meet up a time, and then you just meet up, show them the vehicle around, because that's what I like to do. I like to show the client how the video is. Take pictures of the car, make sure everything's good, so when they return it, you have proof and everything that the car's good.
Okay, yeah. Very nice. I didn't even think about that.
Now that we're actually on the topic of proof, right? Give us a free game. How do you make sure that they have a valid driver's license and a valid insurance? Because there's a lot of people that will use fake driver's license and fake insurances. How do you validate that?
All right, to validate a driver's license and insurance, so basically they're going to send you a copy of the insurance. No, they're going to send you. Yeah, they're going to send you a copy of their ID and the insurance. So with the ID, when they show up in person, you want to make sure you have the picture they sent you, and you want to double check everything, right?
Okay.
And then you want to make a copy, send it to you, save in your gallery and everything, right? Take a picture on your phone on the physical copy, so anything, and then you can also run a background check on different platforms.
Okay, for sure.
And then for the insurance, so basically they're going to send you all the information, like policy number, the agent number, the type of car they have. So what you want to do is you want to call that agency, like Allstate, State Farm. Call that phone number. Call and tell them that you're a rental company and you want to see if this insurance is valid. Like, it's not fake.
Okay.
So they're gonna ask for a policy number. They're gonna ask for the name, and they're gonna ask for the client too to be on the phone for security reasons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
'Cause you're not trying to get scammed. So once you call, they're gonna ask everything, and then you call. You tell them, I need the DOI declaration page, and then they're gonna send it to your email, and they're gonna ask the client or the person that's under the insurance, is that okay? I mean, yes. Now you have, they can check if it's full coverage or whatever, and that's how you validate insurance.
Okay.
Cool, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's some free game for you guys that really don't know too much and just trying to get into it. That's definitely going to be one of the best ways to actually validate a lot of that information when it comes to requirements.
So when you're renting out a car, you want to make sure you set a price. Check around your market of your cars and vehicles. Like, let's say there's some cars going out for cheap. You don't want to go cheap because you're not gonna make no profit. Like, that's what people do on Turo. So you go in the market, and the lowest I go is $350 for all the cars.
Right.
Like, and people will actually pay like $500, $400. It all depends on the car. So how you want to market yourself. So all my cars average are $400 a week, which is $1,600 a month for one car. So imagine that times 10, you're making easy $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
And that's how you really start growing your car rental fleet. And Ivan over here is going to tell you how you can scale your business from one car to two cars within a year off of credit.
So when it comes to actually scaling the business, you're obviously going to want to start with either cash cars or credit, depending on how much you're willing to invest into this industry. My biggest suggestion is going to be go ahead and get a car off your credit. Why? Because you're putting up your credit over a large sums amount of cash, and you might say, well, I'm going to be in debt X amount of dollars, which is technically true. But if you really know how to leverage your credit, if you really know how to maneuver around that, and you select the right car, something that you can actually work with just in case it doesn't work out, you really have nothing to worry about. Now, if you go ahead and go get a 2025 Benz C300, even at a base type of model, you're obviously not going to be able to cover that, not if you're trying to start a business and everything. So really, that's why I like to suggest more economy vehicles, something that you know you can work with, and just so you can be covered on the back end just in case anything goes whichever way it goes, because things don't always go according to plan. But yeah, how I said, getting some vehicles of your credit is going to be the best way. You can get up to 2 on your personal before you need a cosigner. Once it comes to that third one, you're going to need a cosigner with a really good credit score. You can definitely do 0 down. And I believe the only thing you're going to be paying for is going to be insurance off the bat, which if you have a good insurance agency, you're looking at coming off around $150 in the first day, $150, $200. So out of pocket, you'll have $150, $200, and you'd be able to have at least 2 vehicles off credit. And the next step that you can actually do after that is start seeing some cash flow, putting some money to the side. You obviously want to save your money. You want to stack it up before you go and spend it and splurge. And you're going to want to get some of that money from these finance vehicles and go ahead and get some cash cars. Now, when it comes to the cash cars, you're going to want to look for cars that are going to be in budget. I'm obviously not going to say go get a $10,000, $15,000 car. Work around $3,000 to $7,000. Is there going to be some maintenance that is going to be done to it? Yes, of course. That's what comes with the used cash cars. But that is how you're going to start growing the fleet outside of credit. And that's really just you as your own investor. So if you want to take this a whole nother step forward, you can go ahead and do joint ventures. Have them use their credit. You can go ahead and have them invest cash into your business, and so that they can generate some passive income. And there's a whole another thing that you can do, which I would only recommend this if you are very disciplined, because you're going to start seeing money come in and you might want to spend it. But this is one of my favorite plays, and it's really just the art of leveraging credit, right? So what you can go ahead and do is go get a credit card on the personal or the business side. I'm going to suggest the business side every time because it doesn't report to your personal. You're going to go get one with 0% interest for the first 12 months. Work with a budget that you know you can pay off around 6 to 12 months, or maybe even before, so that you can go ahead and get multiple vehicles in that first year. Spam that card so that you can pretty much obtain anywhere from 2 to, I want to say, you can push for 5 cars. If you're very disciplined and you focus on paying those back, you can get around 5 cars with no interest in the first year. And let's say you get three cars, right, on average with that credit card.
How much are these cars?
Like I said, you want to be around 3 to 7K. You don't want to be too high in investing actual cash or just investing credit, you know, because you want to be a little bit more on the playing it safe, you know, something that isn't going to be too high. Because let's say you invest 10,000,
Okay.
and it goes good for around 3,500, and at 3,500, it has a little bit of a issue with the alternator, or let's say the belt or radiator, something that starts costing a lot more, right, than just your regular maintenance.
Okay.
That's where you're going to be still negative. So like, let's say you're not even positive 3,500. Let's say you spent 10,000, right? 3,500, you're still at what? 6.5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're at 6,500 negative still. And then let's say you have to go ahead and fix the alternator. Depending on the make and model, we're looking at around 250
to like
exactly
350.
250, 350. So then that's going to set you back. And let's say everything's going good again, and then boom, radiator or something bigger like the transmission and the engine. So that's my reason being why you want to be on the lower end, because at the end of the day, you're still going to have to do maintenance on these vehicles, because a lot of these used vehicles that people are selling for cash, like buy in-house cash, things like that, they're going to have high mileage no matter the make and model. And it's just going to be hard to get out of that hole. So that's why I suggest 3 to 7K. Because let's say even at 7K, you get back 3,500, right? That's already half of the vehicle. Even if you have to invest another 1,000 into it, you already made half. And let's say you take a step back, you're at 2,500 technically still. That you're not in the green, but a little bit, you know, you get into the greener side. And then once you invest at 1,000, it actually goes good until, let's say, 7,500, right? At 7,500, you're already positive 500. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're already positive 500. Even if something happens and it takes you back 1,000, 2,000 on the high end, you technically can still make that money back, and you're already on the positive side. So that's why I suggest around that range, 3 to 7K, so that you don't overdo it with coming out into the green lights. Because you definitely want to stay as much positive as possible when it comes to these cash cars. So 3 to 7K is definitely going to be that ballpark range, in my opinion. And yeah, so getting cars on your credit, 2 max. 3 is a little bit overkill, but you can still get it done with a cosigner. Getting some joint ventures, getting cash cars, using a credit card on the business side. If you want to do personal, you can do that as well. It's going to report high utilization, but once it's paid down, it's obviously going to go back up. But those are going to be the best ways to actually scale your business. And the most pocket friendly, the most credit friendly is going to be getting joint ventures. Why? Because that's not on your credit and that's not coming out of your pocket, but you can still print this money out. And not only are you printing money out for yourself, but you are creating you're creating passive income for anybody else coming into your business, because you're taking care of everything, and all they're doing is investing into you, and you're generating some passive income for them. So that's going to be the best way to actually get this ball rolling. And it's a little bit of a snowball effect to where you can just start off with your cars. It's going good. You can get a cash car, joint venture, and it just starts snowballing. And that's how we actually started, from 2 to, I think we're at 13 cars right now. And we got like 3 more on the way. And there's a lot more coming. But we got 3 more on the way from the dealership, getting delivered still. Different dates, different people. But you see how it's all just rolling into one big snowball. And before you know it, we're going to be at 30 cars. So I'm pretty sure I made a video about going to go get 11 and 12.
Yeah, we did.
We
Or it was 10.
9 and 10, yeah.
9 and 10.
It was 9 and 10.
And now we're at 13.
Yeah, and that's still
like in 3 months, I believe.
Nah, probably shorter. Because
Well,
this
2
happened.
months.
This happened
I'm
like
sorry,
2 weeks
2
ago.
months.
No, this happened like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Alright, my bad. I'm just flabbergasted.
Yeah, no, yeah, it just happened like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and we can go into that with another video, but that's not what I'm here for. Starting the company, scaling the company, and now I'm gonna pass this mic over to my boy Brandol, and he's gonna tell you what are the best makes and models to get into this space with either economy or luxury, so that you can watch out for that and you don't get into the bad investments when it comes to cash cars, credit cards, or just joint ventures. Save anybody some pain, and here's the game.
All right, guys, the obvious answer is going to be right away Toyota Camrys are going to be ideal as a beginner economic car. And obviously you want to start with the economic cars and then you work your way up to the luxury. But we'll start off with the economy cars, which is Toyota Camry, or you got the Toyota Corollas. The main reason we're going to go for the Toyotas, and specifically the Toyota Camrys and the Toyota Corollas, one is going to be reliability. Easy to maintain, super reliable vehicles. They're all really good on gas. It's going to benefit the client and you in the long run when it comes to how long the car is going to last you, especially when it goes to like getting a 2023 or newer, because you're going to have all the warranties from the dealership. You're going to have all the free oil changes for the first year, and it's just going to last you overall more than your normal Ford or Chevy or Kia. Not to say that they're bad vehicles, because they're really not bad vehicles. Kia might be a bad vehicle. I'm not going to speak too much on it because I'm not in the know for it. Another one I would recommend as a beginner car would be like Honda. So Honda Civics and Honda Accords. Honda Accords are going to be a little bit more pricier, a little more luxurious per se. Really, it's just going to be more expensive on your end. But it's still going to be worth it because they got the Honda reliability. Like I said, same thing with Toyota. They're reliable, good on gas, and they're going to last long enough to where it's going to benefit you and the client for sure. And touching base a little bit on the luxury cars, one that I recommend that we don't have yet is Lexus, just because they are partners with Toyota. So they still have the good reliability and the luxury. But the downfall is they're a little bit outdated in my opinion when it comes to the interiors. But of course, a client will still enjoy a Lexus and still pay the luxury price tag for those cars. Another one being Mercedes-Benz. Easy. Everybody loves Mercedes-Benz. I don't think, even if you don't know much about cars, you know that Mercedes-Benz is going to be, a nice luxury car to have, whether it be a C300 or something on the low end, or you can go AMG. And that's a whole different topic. You're pushing different numbers with that, but a C300 could still go for, that premium price tag, and it's still going to have pretty good reliability when it comes to getting your oil changes with the dealership. It's definitely a little more pricier and a little higher risk when it comes to maintenance, like tire rotation. There are a couple things that go south when it goes to the luxury vehicles. You got to do your research on the vehicle of your choice, whether it be like having oil problems or having electrical issues. So do keep in mind of all those potential problems, and always prepare for the worst for sure.
And now that we're on that topic, I remember that you spoke over a BMW issue that almost every BMW has, and since we have on the fleet, I don't know if you want to touch base on what that problem is when it comes to the luxury side on the BMWs.
Okay. Big thing is oil consumption. A lot of the BMWs are known for consuming oil. I'm not sure the reason why, but they're just known for it. So that's something that you want to keep in mind when going to purchase a luxury vehicle like a BMW, an Audi, or even a Mercedes-Benz, like I've already touched base on. But for ours, it is oil consumption. In my opinion, I do think that when it comes to SUVs, Audi's a pretty good competitor when it comes to the BMW SUVs, Audi SUVs, top tier. Now, when it comes to sedans, I think, personal opinion, BMWs and Benzes are going to compete better, but there are some people who appreciate the Audi cars, like me. I know Ivan doesn't like them, but we're not going to touch base on that. We're just going to give you the statistics here. So
between Benz, BMW, and Audi, just choose one.
That's a pretty good question. I'm not going to lie to you. I think BMW, just because everybody seems to gravitate towards that, so it'd be just like the easy, it'd be an easy,
like cash cow type of thing.
Like anybody would want to go get a BMW. I don't think people really consider Audi like that, but the Audi SUVs are very, 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 very good. They do still have the oil consumption problem, but they're pretty cool cars, in my opinion. Second place would be definitely the Audi. And I'm not too familiar when it comes to the Mercedes SUVs, so I'm not gonna get into that one. Those are gonna cover the basic economic starter vehicles, and then luxury vehicles would be the BMWs, Audis, and Mercedes-Benz. Once you've structured your whole business the right way and you've scaled up to that level.
So there you guys have it. That is how you're gonna start a car rental company. This is how you're gonna scale a company, and that's the best vehicles for you to choose from when it comes to economy, luxury. We can touch base on higher end cars, but I mean, realistically, if you're looking at this video to start, there's no reason to do that, at least not yet. So we'll definitely cover one of those videos in the future, but it's Ivan the CEO, and I'm here with my boy
Kcsuccessceo
and my boy
Brandol_0 on Instagram only, YouTube still to come.
We'll catch y'all on the next video. Go ahead and start that car rental fleet. DM us on Instagram, whoever, so you can joint venture with us, start getting some passive income with the car rental fleet, and we'll see you on another video.